1, 2, 1, 2. Ah, there we go. Okay. Great. Okay, we're actually working. Cool. Okay, I can actually talk through what I'm doing then instead of having to type in stuff. So yeah, basically the main updates today are that I have added people who hold more than 0.5% of the token and who have sent in the form. There's a request form on the website. So I'm just going to show it here. So when you click this button here, it's going to take you to a Google form, and that will allow you to send me the information that I need to add you to the premium bot, which is basically your user ID. That's the most important thing, but also to verify that you actually hold 0.5% of supply as well. Great, so I began to do that for a few people today, and then as I was saying, what I was doing in the background there earlier on was the log data is extremely important for UpScalp. So I built a couple of automated processes that I use to analyze the data that the bot collects every single day. So it collects the signal data, as in the analysis of the top 50 by volume. From Binance is the CEX that I'm using the data from at the moment, but I can use any CEX really, anyone that's got a API access. It takes that. We then look at filtering it through, say, all of the strategies and detectors that I used. There is a series of guards, risk framing, things like that that we talked about. It's in the presentation that I did for the PumpFun Hackathon, the submission that I did, the video. And then we end up with the finalized signals that go to the premium bot. If you're using the light bot at the minute, you'll see about 30% of those signals. So I'm not sending all of them to the light bot. And of course, you don't see a lot of the real detail that you get in the premium bot as well. So I might actually just show the differences between the two of them right now while we can. Okay. So let's just share that there. So this is the light bot, first of all. And as you can see, this is a signal. It is really basic. In the light bot, you're really not getting the full value of what you get in the premium bot, but it gives you a little bit of the scoring there. So you've got a confidence 45% for this one, the river one, telling you that it's speculative, it's not a very strong signal, that it's a long. Below that, something that might be more useful, I am allowing all of the warnings and notifications to go through in the light bot. So here's an exposure warning. So in other words, if the market has flipped, longs are now at risk, and if you entered any of these ones, that you may want to review your position. And then what you're also getting in the light bot at the moment is these the market summary, which is there as well. And it just gives you a full overview of the condition of the market. So really, UpScalp provides you with a whole array of information really to make sure that you're making effective trades. And while we're at it, I'm going to compare this to what you see in the premium bot instead. Okay. So in the premium bot, let's have a look. Oh yeah, here's a really, really useful feature that's in there, the watch list. So if certain coins, certain symbols have been on a losing streak or a winning streak, they'll show up here in the hot and cold section. So as you can see here, there's quite a few symbols today that are on pretty bad runs, but it also shows you the ones that are winning. So you can see we've got 4 here that are doing pretty well today. Let's find a signal. Oh yeah, you can see here the sentiment is red. Sentiment was quite bad earlier. That's why there aren't a lot of signals coming through the bot at the moment. But let's go and find a signal. Cool. Okay. Aster. Where was that one? Alex. Okay. We'll have a look at that one. So just again, I typed through this yesterday, but it's easier to talk through it. So I'm going to talk through what you see in a premium signal. So right at the top, we'll start at the very, very top line. You can see the particular strategy that the bot signaled is for. Observe is a special category that's in the premium bot as well. It means it's could be good, could be bad, we'll say. So if you're feeling in a degen mood, you can go for an observe one. I use the observe one because there are definitely some signals that go into, say, like the speculative tier. It's 4 quality tiers: speculative, good, excellent, and exceptional. So observe is ones that they don't quite fit into any of those 4 categories. And I used the observe tier here to analyze them and to try and separate the bad from the good signals. So It's like an exploratory tier for me. But let's see. Yeah, it's also showing that this is a short. Something that's really, really useful in the premium bot that you don't get in the light bot is the time frame information. So basically, through analyzing the 32,000 signals that the bot has generated over the past 5 months, I can see the timeframes that certain strategies work better in. So for example, here for this strategy, intraday reversion short, right now, sorry, this is a few hours ago, the signal. At that time when the signal fired, this was a bad time. And right now we can see for this particular strategy, there isn't a good time. So it's not performing very well. Below that, you get the price information. This is useful for just helping you to decide whether to jump into a trade or not. When we're using the top 50 by volume, generally they're going to have pretty good liquidity. So you're not going to get stuck. You're not going to get your trade ruined by sudden spikes. Generally, the liquidity and the volume there are pretty good for both of those. The next section there is correlation, and this is important if, particularly if you have a lot of trades open that are correlated to BTC or ETH. You don't really want to be opening a lot of these trades because it's basically the same as trading BTC 3 times. So this section helps you to, I suppose, mitigate against using too many trades that are highly correlated. Into the key section, maybe for placing your trade. We got the direction of it. This one is short. Confidence is the score. So going through that, the complex series is detectors, guardrails, the scoring system that judges the quality of each trade. It gives a very, very easy to read, user-friendly version of that score here. So this is telling us it's not so hot. 23% is not great. It gives you the return that you're likely to expect from it. Below that, we have a little bit of advanced information. Yeah, so probably the one that I look at the most here would be the VWAP. For most of the strategies, you'll see here in the bot, it's better if you're on the right side of this. So generally, if we're doing a short, we want this to be higher than the current value, the value that I'm opening my trade at. There are some of the strategies where it's the other way around, but in general, in most cases, you want to be the right side of this before you open your trade. If you're on the wrong side of it, you're taking more of a risk. Something that's very, very useful for me when I'm trading, the leverage recommendations. So generally, or rather basically, through the scoring system and all of that process of taking the raw data and developing the signals out of them, the final signals, it calculates a recommended maximum leverage that you should use, gives you the entry, and it also gives you some TPs and SLs as well, so take profits and stop losses. So this helps you frame your trade. It helps you set the terms of the trade. It sets some expectations for you too about what you might be able to get out of the trade. Generally helps you just to set realistic expectations, I suppose, for the trade as well. And also helps you to avoid impulsive trading too, because especially say that stop loss, setting that as a hard limit for yourself, then you're less likely to go beyond it. The key levels, support and resistance there as well, very, very useful. And then at the bottom, if you're someone who's new to this, there's just usually a little bit of guidance related to the particular strategy that you're looking at that day. Okay. Those are typical trade signals. So these is in the premium bot again. You won't see this in the light bot, which is the one that is currently freely available to everybody. If you want to get access to this, you need to hold 0.5% of the token, and you need to use this form here on the website to request access to it, and I'll set that up for you. I might just take a quick look at the API bot, which is only available to me at the moment. So I'm still testing this because right from the beginning of UpScalp, I've had an outlook, which is that I will risk my money before you risk your money. So with the API automated execution of trades with the UpScalp API bot, I've been testing this for about a month so far. It's gone really, really well. I've shared the results with some people as I was going along to show that it's very, very profitable. And basically this takes signals from the premium bot uses a range, a very, very big range of settings here to customize what you want this bot to do with those finalized signals. I'm just going to open the settings panel here. So right now I'm, well, API trading is on. It's red, what I call my traffic light report. So again, this is looking at the overall performance of every strategy. So when I see a traffic light of red here, it means that generally the market is poor. It's not a great time. So when the traffic light is red here, the API bot probably won't trigger a lot of trades, to be honest. Got a minimum stake there, minimum score. You can choose the minimum score for the API trades to trigger at. So no matter what is going on in the premium bot, you have control here over the level of risk that you want to take. I built this just for myself. I built a little stop loss migration one. So for example, I think I have it set up at the minute that if a trade goes 40% into profit, it moves the stop loss to break even, something like that. And then if it goes higher again, it moves the stop loss to say like 20% profit instead of break even. So again, this is all automated. Right now, I don't want any signals that are currently in bad timeframes for that particular strategy that fired the signal. Again, this is just from data. Generally, from looking at the data, those 32,000 signals that have fired, this is pretty accurate. You don't really want to be taking trades that are in a bad time frame, strategies with them. You can choose if you want, say, like the good time frame or the best time frame for it. You can choose to that watch list function that's in the premium bot. You can choose that it only symbol signals that are hot currently. So any that are marked cold, as you saw, like BTC was like 28 losses in a row, something like that. That's cold currently. So the API trading bot would not trade any BTC trades, any BTC signals. We have a couple of more degen kind of modes there called relax. So I did build another set that if you're feeling like taking more risk, you can relax some of the settings. There's 2 modes there that you can choose to take a little bit more risk. Fear mode is something that I only built last week, and this is when the market is in extreme fear that the bot will, I think, half the stakes, and it will also half the expected return. So in other words, it reduces the expectations of a trade, really limits the risk that you're taking when fear mode is on. And this is automated as well, so it only triggers when the market is actually in fear or extreme fear. And when it moves out of it, it stops, it returns the stakes to the full stakes that you were planning to use, and it changes the RR as well back to what it used to be as well. I was finding that I think we're in a bear market. I think that's where we are. I was finding that generally longs were pretty unreliable in the current conditions, but then we had the BTC uptick recently. But I have chosen in this case to strictly block longs, so they have to pass some pretty stringent criteria to be allowed to fire an API trade for it. So yeah, those are some of the settings that are there. This is not available to anyone yet. This is kind of on the roadmap. Just going to go to the roadmap. Let's take a look at the roadmap. It's in the wider access stage. So we have quite a lot of the product live currently. The in progress then is almost like my business as usual for building this bot, that I have so much that I do on a regular basis to optimize, to tune the bot, but also to keep the edge. So I'm constantly researching new strategies, new detection methods, and new criteria for the trades as well. And then later on, the plan is to open up that API bot access to more people. At the moment, I'm only integrated with Binance, but I may look at it integrating with other CEXs as well that allow API trading. My experience with using Binance has been brilliant. It integrates really, really well with the bot, so I'm delighted with it. But if you had other exchanges that you wanted to use, we could definitely look at that. I was looking at MEXC originally, but they disabled their API trading access. I think it was like last July, unfortunately. So there's no option with them for API trading currently. Okay, looks like we got a question. Can the holder access the bot without filling the form? No, because I have the premium bot token gated right now, so there's no way unless I add you to it. I'll be automating that process probably as well, but that won't really change that you still need to um, you'll still need to go through a process where you have to declare your wallet and your user ID. If you want to use the Lightbot, that's free right now. And I'll probably leave that free for the foreseeable future, I'd say. I don't think I'll be restricting access to the Lightbot. So you'll get the very basic signals, which have the quality of the signal, the direction of the signal, short or long, and it'll have the entry and exits, the entry, the take profit and stop loss for you. You'll also have the warnings, like when the market shifts or the market summary, exposure warnings, but you won't have that extreme detail that I was showing in the premium bot. So yeah, let me just, yesterday I couldn't put the link for the Lightbot into this chat for some reason. It was unfortunate, but I'll just take the username maybe. Yeah. I'll have to remove the @ but yeah, that's it. So that's the name of the Lightbot. This one is freely available to anybody who wants to use it. The premium bot is token gated. It's only 0.5% of supply. It's nothing. If the bot scales massively, if the chart explodes, we may look at lowering that. But right now, I think that's pretty cheap for what you get out of it, which is a highly tuned futures trading assistant 24/7 all day long. I might just show, let's go back to the premium bot for a minute, and I'll show you some more of the settings that are available for you to do. I did show them yesterday, but again, I didn't have a microphone yesterday, so I couldn't really talk through what the settings are. Okay, let's go here. So yeah, some of these are actually admin settings that I'm probably going to have to remove because it was only me and a small group of beta testers who had access until yesterday, basically, when I started to release the product as part of the PumpFun Hackathon. I set the time between the scans, so it's scanning the top 50 by volume on Binance. We can make it more, but generally I found that that top 50 is pretty safe, pretty robust. And when you go beyond that, you're not really getting much gain. I'm including 60 here at the minute, minimum $1 million volume in the last 24 hours. I do have a setting here that if you only want to see exceptional and excellent signals, you can select that too as well. I do know some people who only want to trade BTC and ETH as well. And if that's the case, then you can actually select here that you don't get anything except those two. You can also have only major coins as well. Major alts. Pinning the signals, I built that because I thought it was really useful to always have each signal pinned. I can demonstrate, like, as I'm flicking through them here, they're all pinned. But I had some users who didn't like that. So I've given the option here that if you don't want signals to be pinned, you can unpin them. From the watch list, again, very similar to the API bot, I can select here if I only want hot signals at this time, so the ones that are multiple wins in a row. I can block the ones that have had multiple losses in a row, and this is a particular feature just for me. I was finding myself, my trades in the Asia session were poor. I was losing money in the Asia session, so I added this feature that I can choose that I don't get any signals at all during that time. And if you wanted a break from the bot as well, you could also do that. Take a break from it. So you just switch them all off here and then you won't get any. But in general, it was the other two sessions that were much more profitable for me. If I have a symbol, have a coin that is just terrible for me, I feel like I don't want to trade it, I can ignore it. So let's just do, for the hell of it, BTC. Great, so that's added to the ignore list. I won't get any signals for BTC anymore now. Great, thanks. Really bullish, my man. Yeah, very bullish. So that's it. I guess the really exciting part for me, the really exciting one for me is the API bot access. And I feel like it's almost out of my testing. Like I'm almost happy with the level of testing that I've done with it. The next step would then probably be rolling it out to my beta group. So the group of really great testers who've been extremely helpful with giving me great feedback on the bot. So I give like a limited access to a few people just because it's automated, it does have that additional risk to it that I want it to be really perfect before I release it, because I don't want this to be spamming automated traits that ruin someone's account. So I need to make sure that it's really, really good, that it's really, really controllable, really accurate, really effective, and makes a lot of profit, basically. Um, but the plan then would be, if that's successful, if we manage to go through a successful beta test of the API bot with the beta testing group, then I would be able to open it up to more people. I haven't decided the pricing yet. As you can see here, there's nothing about pricing for the API bot. It would probably be some amount of tokens plus a monthly subscription, I would guess, because it is going to be pretty profitable. So if you're using it, it's something that's going to be really worth using, and I don't think it'll be cheap. I think we'll have to make a bit of a high price for that one, but that's only if you want automated trading. There's still plenty of value in the signals in the premium bot, which you only need 0.5% to supply for. Great. So that's it. So I usually, at this time of the day, I just be working away on various problems. I have my own admin bot, actually. Might as well show you that as well. All this is built from scratch. This is all 5 months of work where I spending all of my time doing this, basically. I'm not coming from nowhere with it, from this as well. As I explained in the video that I did for pitching this project for the PumpFun Hackathon, I'm an engineer. That's where I've come from. Basically been involved in product development teams for the last 20 years or so, maybe even a bit longer. And I've worked in every area of product teams as well, from being the research and development team, being developing products, designing products, testing products, and say in the last few years working more on the user experience side and content. So I have a lot of background for doing something like this. So I'm not starting from nowhere. It's not a project where I've vibe coded something by putting a prompt into something and saying, make me $1 million project, make sure it's not hackable and has no errors. This is something that I built up from very, very small beginnings, very, very comprehensively. I've planned every part out of it, and I have had pretty good ideas, I guess, for the kind of testing it would need at each stage, and how to push it on. So project management of it to planning of it. Would have extensive experience in that over the past 20 years or so. And what that's given me is I know what I need to control the bot, I guess, as well. So that's why I have this admin bot for myself. So if I'm away from my desk, if I'm just on my phone, this admin bot that I built gives me very, very good visibility of how the bot is working, and gives me some control over the bot to some extent as well. So I can stop it, I can start it, I can check the errors. Do that now. So I can see if the most recent errors. Great, yeah. So it looks like we've actually got an error at the minute that I need to investigate. Yeah, so I can see what's going on with the bot. I can take a look at the performance of the bot. So earlier on, I showed you that the sentiment was red, and there was a lot of symbols on the watch list that are performing badly today. So let's take a look at this. Oh, the formatting is broken. Okay, thought I fixed that. This looked really nice before, but it looks like there's a bit of a markdown issue, and the formatting is not great there. So as you can see, it's struggling today, and that's because of the market. As we saw, the sentiment was red. It's a poor market today, and the win rate is below the target. So the target for the API bot in particular is 55% win rate, and I'll show you in a minute what that means for the API bot. You can see here that the excellent, so exceptional tier fires very, very infrequently, I'd say. So as you can see, in the last 72 and 24 hours, there's actually been no exceptional signals, because when they fire, when something is exceptional, it's really exceptional. So it's a rare event. You can see the excellent tier of signals, it's about a 67% win rate today. So that's slightly low. We'd look for like 70%, but then you can see it's in the good and the speculative tier. Those ones that are not so strong, those signals, they're really struggling today. So we're down like 33% to 23%, and we're looking for usually like good should be over 50% win rate, and speculative should be over 35%. Okay. And the time frames as well. Yeah, you can see this again because it's a bit of an unusual market. The ones that are neither good nor bad have a higher win rate today, so it's kind of unusual. We can see for me as I'm looking at this in the back end, I can see which strategies are performing well today. So the Vol Climax strategy, 71% win rate. What I can also see is, let's go down here. I can see if any of the strategies are struggling today. And they'll also show in the premium bot as cold. There's a warning label that gets attached to the signals too that says this is a cold strategy. So why I'm tracking all of this data, it all built over time, over say like literally months. Over the past 5 months, I've realized I need this data, I need this piece of information, I need to be able to track this and this and this. And the reason why I do it is because for the API bot, I'm just going to run this. No, wrong one. The strategies that oh, there we go. The strategies that are enabled in the API bot are automated as well. So when the win rate of a strategy drops below 55%, it gets disabled from the API bot. So again, this is like capital protection. This protects you from trading a strategy or signal with a strategy that is not working well today. And as you can see, we saw that this strategy here was not doing great today. I think it had like 12 losses in a row. So from the API bot, it's actually excluded. So no API trades will fire using this strategy today. And you can see the other ones that are enabled at the moment as well for it. This is based on, there's a bit of a complex mix of information. It is weighted towards 24-hour, but it also takes into account open positions, and it also takes into account the last 72 hours as well. So it's a weighted mix of the data that the bot collects. Cool. So that's the API, the admin bot that I observed that, and as you can see, it actually found an error for me today. So I'm going to need to investigate that and see where that error is coming from. I was pushing some minor features last night, nothing major, just because obviously we're live and more people are going to be using the bot. I do follow like a workflow as well for how I integrate new features into the bot. In general, you won't see any new features until I've tested them in our staging environment. So I have an environment where I can, again, risk my own money with the strategies, test them out, run them. I have shadow modes enabled in the bot, so I can run strategies but not have them fire signals. They just log what the signals were, and then I can check the outcomes. So actually, just going to pop over here for a minute. That's the live signals. Sorry, I didn't properly explain what these monitors are. Again, I built a little monitor app here. This is actually the live signals. So this is the scanner working. Oh no, sorry, this is the outcome checker. So the one I'm looking at here is my outcome checker. And again, this observes the performance of each signal over time until it either expired to the cold section of the watch list that's in the premium bot. And then over here, because I've discovered a lot of issues just by watching the live feed of the scanner. This is the scanner working over here. And yeah, sometimes I like to open that up just because sometimes I see things here that I don't see anywhere else. So I only really see these issues by looking at the live feed. Yeah, so that's what those are. So the bot is working away. It's ready for you. It's got signals for you. Great. The Pro bot. Well, not Pro bot, Premium bot. That's just scroll up on the website. I've got descriptions of each bot here. So the Lite bot is the one that is available to everybody right now. It's free, at least for the duration of the hackathon. We'll see if I leave it open later, longer than that. The Premium bot, which is token gated, as you saw, with a huge array more of data points, of customizations, of settings, and the API bot, which is the one that I'll probably be working on for the next 2 months, I'd say. Yeah, because there's quite a lot to do and it's quite a long rollout with that to make sure that it's good when I publish it and that it will be effective and make people money. Cool. All right. Someone asked in Telegram, am I Irish? I am. Great. I'm really, really happy that people joined the live stream. Probably keep going for a while longer, but I may switch off the mic just because I might just work for a while. I'll probably just disappear into the background here and work a bit. I'll jump on and off if people are asking questions. But I do need to get some stuff done. I do need to look at the logs, look at that error that we saw in the admin bot that was flagged there in the error report, and investigate that and fix it. And then I still have to work with Deck Screener to figure out why they don't like the invite link for the Telegram group. It's very, very strange. Wait, let me have a look. Did anyone else have any questions in the Telegram? More than 1% necessary. Well, someone asked, yeah, how much to buy? You only need 0.5% access to Premium Bot, and obviously I highly recommend doing that because we've had beta testers for the last 2.5 months, and they're making money with it. They might just be amazing traders too, but they're actually using the signals to be profitable. Okay, let's see if there are any other questions. Yeah, just to highlight, I only launched last night. It's like not even 24 hours since we launched. So only getting started. The entries are still open for the hackathon until February 18th. So judging is probably quite a long way away. So really what I'd just encourage is get your bag, get trying out the premium bot, request access to it. Request access is here. I'll probably add a request access filter to the Telegram, I think, as well. But you request access here and get trading, test it out. Anyone who joins the premium bot, I'll add you to the beta testers channel as well. You can discuss in there. So not quite a whale group, but it is an exclusive group because it means that you hold a certain amount and that you have access to the premium bot. All right. So if there are no more questions at the moment, I'm going to go to work. I'm just going to mute the mic here. I'll leave the monitors up. So I'm still here, still active. And if you have questions, I'll pop back in every once in a while to take a lot of questions, but I need to start building. There's a lot to do today. Great. Thank you very much, folks. So I'll still be here. I'm going to leave the stream on and I'll pop back in every once in a while. You'll see on the screen my deploys as I deploy new features or updates or fixes as well. I'll always move the deploy monitor, which is another little app that I built myself. Oh yeah, I explained that yesterday. I migrated recently to Hetzner, which I'd never used before. Fabulous. So cheap compared to what I was using before. The bot is faster, more reliable. So yeah, I'm delighted with that migration. It's always a little hairy when you do a migration like that, but yeah, it worked out pretty well, nice and smoothly. Great. Okay, so I'll keep an eye on questions, but for now, get your bag, get in that premium group, get access to the premium bot. Talk to you soon. Okay, there's been no questions for a while, so I'm going to wrap up the stream for now. Streaming every day, may stream later, but we'll see. Yeah, if people want me to jump on later on again and do another demo of the bot, that's fine. But if not, until tomorrow again, probably around 6 p.m., so 1800 UTC, I'll probably start streaming again. Talk to you then.